MasterBucks here. Welcome to the video. It is a pleasant sunny day outside. It is Monday, the 23rd of April, and today's word of the day is karma. Now, for any of you that don't know, this happened over the weekend. Now, I wasn't going to make a video on this because really, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like football, but League One's kind of outside of my consideration, if you know what I mean. But look, I got a million tweets when Sunderland went down, and I got so many comments on my YouTube video saying that they wanted me to make a video about this, make a video reacting to Sunderland's back-to-back relegations, and so I hope you're happy. So before we get into the events of this weekend, we need to take a look back to the beginning of this absolutely beautiful banter-filled season. First off, Sunderland begun their season by signing Simon Grayson as their manager, and then subsequently sacked him after just 2 wins. They then go and appoint a replacement manager, Chris Coleman. Now at first, no lies here, I thought that was a bloody good get for Sunderland, but fucking Chris Coleman. I'm just trying to figure out how the hell one man goes from fucking hell. You go from semi-finals of the Europa League with Wales, League One Sunderland. Sunderland then go out and sign some absolutely world-class talent such as Jason Steele, Lee Camp, James Vaughan, Ashley Fletcher, spending a whopping £2 million on transfers. Bloody hell, how aren't you walking the league? Putting the bloody parachute payments to work with that fucking hell, son. I mean, all jokes aside, yeah, sure, Sunderland got about £40 million as a parachute payment for dropping down into the championship, but let's be real, about 30 million of that's going to be needed to pay Jack Rodwell's contract. Who could forget Jack Rodwell, the man being paid £70,000 a week by Sunderland to play in the championship? And when I say play, I mean play, as in not feature, if barely at all, their entire season. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows for Jack Rodwell, because he's going to have to be taking a 40% pay cut going down to League One. This now means he's only going to get paid £44,000 a week. Every year, footballers like Jack Rodwell only make enough to be able to afford their own private island. For just £1 a month, we can help footballers like Jack Rodwell. But the lowest point of Sunderland's season wasn't the fact they were bringing in absolute garbage players or, employing Jack Rodwell. They lost to Newcastle's under-23s team. A Sunderland supporter took a shit in his own stadium. I repeat, and I'm not making this up. A Sunderland supporter took a shit in his own stadium. I hope every Sunderland fan watching this knows you can't come back from that. I'm sorry, back-to-back relegations, fine. You can go down to the Vanarama League for all I fucking care. You cannot come back as a fan base from one of your own fans literally taking a shit in your own stadium. This lad had a bit of a rumble in his tummy, thought, this is about as good a place as any to go and take a dump. Pulled down his pants, all the way to the ankles, may I add, spread his cheeks a little bit, and took a shit in his own stadium. One Newcastle fan, a little worse for wear after a loss, ended up punching a horse in the face. Okay, cool. If Newcastle fans are just a bunch of horse punchers, I can live with that. What I could not live with is being a member of a group of fans that shit in their own stadium. Surely you would hate it enough that your own stadium is referred to as the Stadium of Shite. But then, one of you goes and takes a shit in your own stadium. Like, I'm sorry, I really am, but you're done. You're finished. No, it's over for you. Believe it or not, though, that wasn't even the worst thing that happened to Sunderland this season. Darren Gibson got done for drink driving, of course, to the shock of millions.
He appreciates football, doesn't he?
He went to the best club in the world, didn't you?
You know what I mean?
Darren Gibson as well completely stole 6 in a row from Sunderland fans with his antics as well. Because now when a Sunderland fan says 6 in a row, I don't know if they're talking about their wins in the derbies or how many cars Darren Gibson managed to smash into on his drunken rampage. There was also the Newcastle fan that won the crossbar challenge at the Stadium of Light at halftime of a Sunderland game, proceeded to do the Alan Shearer celebration for a good 10 seconds, and if that wasn't good enough, he then went to mug off a steward by nutmegging him into oblivion. All of this and more being some absolutely dire fucking football, led to the events of this weekend. Sunderland were 1-0 up with 5 minutes to go against Burton Albion. Sunderland needed a win to keep their absolutely minimal survival hopes alive. They needed to avoid defeat in order to avoid relegation. relegation. On comes Darren Bent. Darren Bent scores an 86th minute header to equalise the game, proceeds to cup his ear to the Sunderland fans, about all 10 of them. The game is tied at 1-1. They go into stoppage time, and then up steps Liam Boyce. Burton Albion score a 90th minute winner by a man wearing a sports bra. With 5 minutes left to go in the game and 3 points nearly all but assured, they go and blow it by conceding 2 goals in 6 minutes. Now obviously this result meant that they were going to be relegated, but no, the game's not over yet. The ball's in the box, it's a scramble, and then somehow it ends up in the back of Bolton's net. Sunderland have equalised 2-2. Sunderland fans are up, rejoicing, cheering, maybe we're still alive in the championship, but no, it then goes and hits peak levels. The linesman rules a handball in the lead up to the goal, and it is disallowed. Burton win the game 2-1, Sunderland relegated. Now look, if Burton Albion ended up scoring a goal in the 30th minute and the rest of the game ended up totally garbage for the remaining 60 minutes and that's how Burton won and that's how Sunderland went down, okay, cool. But no, the football gods, if they're up there, if they exist, had to give us just the most brilliant piece of what I can only describe as utter football porn that I could have imagined. An 86th minute equaliser by Darren Bent, a former Sunderland player, and the fans were giving it to him all game long. A 90th minute headed goal to put Burton in front, and then a 96th minute goal disallowed for Sunderland. I'm sorry. It's football porn. That's what it is. Back to back relegations for Sunderland AFC. I mean, they did say they'd get out of the championship at the first attempt. Of course, that meant I was given the opportunity to tweet Sunderland again, the exact same thing I tweeted them when they went down last year, except with a minor alteration. You do not remix a classic. And even though Sunderland are now relegated into League One, and I'm sorry, I can't wipe the smile off my face, they still have 2 games left to go. Against Wolves, the champions, and against Fulham, Mitro. Absolute scenes when he sticks 5 past them in their relegation party. But to go back to what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that special word, the word of the day, karma. When Newcastle was sent down to the championship into 2015, Sunderland fans proceeded to tell Newcastle fans to enjoy Burton Albion. 2 years later, they are in the championship, Newcastle in the Premier League, and Sunderland are relegated by Burton Albion. Is that not just, I'm sorry, yes, I'm a Newcastle fan, but any football fan, any person on the planet can surely see that and appreciate how fucking glorious that is. My dad told me this when I was very young and it stuck with me for a long time. Karma is only a bitch if you are. But obviously Sunderland fans couldn't help themselves back in the day, and that wasn't the only thing that they did when Newcastle went down. There was of course the Auf Wiedersehen plane, the Rafa Benitez masks, the Rafa Beneath Us banners. Now football fans seem to give as good as they get most of the time, so it seems only fair that now the tables are turned, that Newcastle give as much stick to Sunderland as possible. Even though apparently if we do, we're not real football fans and we're a total disgrace. Because that makes sense. So what's next for the Sunderland Football Club? Well, obviously League One football. They have that to look forward to. They have the Checker Trade Trophy to look forward to. There's a chance that Notts County might also still get promoted up into League One. So if Shola Amiobi, the Mackem Slayer, has got 1 more season left in him, if he's still got a little bit more left to give, that would be fucking glorious. And I have a sneaky suspicion that there would be a shitload of Newcastle fans that would travel to go to that game as well. And then, of course, we have to wait to see if Chris Coleman's going to stay, if he's going to do a B-Tech Rafa Benitez and try to stick with the team that's in a bit of shit and try to bring them up all the way up to the dizzying heights of the championship. I mean, it'd be cool if he did that, and I'd respect him for doing so, but let's be real here. I think everyone's going to want to get off that fucking sinking ship as quick as possible. He's going to want to go, even though he'd probably never admit that. He's definitely going to want to go. You've got a lot of pretty decent-ish players in that side still. I mean, maybe, I don't know, Premier League quality, but still some good players in there. Like, I think Joel Asoro is one. You've got Paddy McNair, who's been going all right as well. So there's a good chance that they're probably going to still lose a lot of pretty decent-ish players, especially for League One standard anyway. The club's £110 million in debt with a fucking shit owner who is probably hating the fact that he bought Sunderland just as much as the Sunderland fans hate him. There are 20,000 or less Sunderland fans rocking up to games in a 50,000-seater stadium or near about. It's definitely not a good look. There's probably going to be even less people rocking up to that stadium in League One. Like, they're proper fucked, aren't they? I don't know why it's taken me this long for it to process, but I don't know how they bounce back from this. I'm sure the story of Sunderland FC is not totally over yet. I don't know how much longer the story goes, but maybe there's still some legs left in Sunderland FC. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess that'll probably do it for this video then. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is the MasterBucks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And to any Sunderland fans still watching, enjoy Accrington Stanley.